Deputy Higgins, Angela Jeanne drafted a motion of no confidence against you for pulling the Depositors Protection Scheme for scrutiny. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the motion of no confidence was lodged by Angela Jeanne, supported by Anne Dupre and Eddie Knoll, all three who are assistant ministers, and by Deputy Ben Fox, who does not take part in scrutiny. I felt at the time that it was another attempt to stop the scrutiny of the Depositor Protection Scheme, because had it succeeded in the States, it would have meant there would have been no scrutiny.
There would have been no scrutiny. Okay, just quickly, rumour has it that Senator Ozef, one, is the real Chief Minister, and two, he put Angela Jeanne, Deputy Jeanne, up to this vote of no confidence against you, effectively doing the dirty work for the Council of Ministers. Can you give that any weight?
I have no idea who was actually behind the motion of no confidence. I'm not convinced that it was Deputy Jeanne on her own. And in fact, I do think it was an attempt by the executive, and by that I mean certain elements within the Council of Ministers. As to who, I don't know exactly.
Any truth in the rumour that you know of that Senator Ozef is the real Chief Minister?
There are certain members that do allege that. Certainly, he seems to have a great deal of influence on what's going on in the Council of Ministers.
That brings on to scrutiny here. Professor Adrian Lee said, and I quote, "Show me an ineffective scrutiny and I'll show you a dictatorship." What have we got?
We're not quite at a dictatorship. We do have some very effective scrutiny. The problem is that scrutiny can only examine a number of issues at any one time, because it's very, very time consuming. And also, ministers in many cases try to rubbish what the scrutiny panels come up with. But there have been many effective scrutiny reports, such as the one on income support that was done by Jeff Sutton last year, which, had it been accepted, would have prevented many of the problems that we actually have at the present time. Equally, there's been reports on the economic stimulus package, which the Corporate Services Panel did, which I was a member of this particular exercise. And I can tell you that the whole project would have been thrown out at that stage because of insufficient preparation by the departments. And they were basically told, go away again and get your act together and come up with properly budgeted, concise programs.
So you would argue that we have an effective scrutiny?
I can't argue that we're totally effective, because ministers do try to withhold information from panels. They do mess panels about, and they try to rubbish the report. But without the scrutiny that we have, we would have a dictatorship.
So this again begs the question, you were basically doing your job, doing what you are there to do by pulling this Depositors Protection Scheme, and you almost faced a vote of no confidence over it. What kind of a message is that sending out to any scrutiny panels? If you do your job, you're going to face a vote of no confidence.
Well, this was the reason why, when the proposal was made to have a vote of no confidence in me, other scrutiny chairmen and other scrutiny members stated that it was an attack on scrutiny, and had the motion got through, then they would have resigned en masse.
En masse, and what would have been the outcome of that if the whole of scrutiny, or a dozen, let's say, resign en masse? Where would that leave us? What would be the outcome of that?
I think in some ways it might be more effective opposition, because scrutiny is not opposition. And so many members are spending so much time analysing the detail, trying to be critical friends of the executive, that we don't have enough time to bring the propositions we want to, and perhaps to be, when necessary anyway, an effective opposition.
Right. Deputy Higgins, thanks very much.
Thank you.